A long time, it seems.
Okay, we're just going to go with long time because that's where we are, people. You don't even know. By the way, I don't even. This is the only way I can tell what day it is from my pill container.
Absolutely.
And I'm out of fish oil, so there go the triglycerides. I forgot to give Keisha my other credit. Some of you people may recognize me from Zoom meeting number 672-338-9954. Password laugh. By the way, that's a very clever password we came up with for a comedy show, huh? No one's going to crack that code, huh? But you guys made it in. I've been doing comedy a long time. I'm so grateful that we get to do these Zoom shows because, you know, who wants to leave the house and be around people? Who needs that? Who needs a room full of people and chicken wings and stale beer? Who needs that? Drinking to you guys with some bathtub wine. God bless you. Made it this morning. Love doing comedy. Been doing comedy a long time, like over almost like 25 years at this point, and here I am now. I'm a thumbnail, so things are looking good. I have, I'd like to say, finally made it to closed circuit television. It's, you know, Zoom comedy kind of it feels like performing like at the intercom in front of your building, right? Like begging to be let in. Hey, is Dave there? I have a joke. I have a joke for Dave. Can you let me in? And thanks so much. Some of you have your video on. Some of you are probably naked, so you don't want to have your video on. I get it. We're just grateful that you're here, but it's a little weird performing for a name in a box that's muted. I feel like it's essentially like standing in front of my mailbox and doing comedy. Basically, is what's the building manager's going to come out any minute and say, "What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing?" But good to be here. Good to be. I've been doing comedy a long time. In fact, at this point, I've been doing comedy so long that I am just recycling my material from the last pandemic. Is anybody else having trouble finding sackcloth for the water closet? Because I went down to the apothecary today. And can we talk about Woodrow Wilson, this motherfucker? Come on. Isolationism, now is not the time, Woodrow. Didn't work for Donald Trump in the future. But I'm kind of, in a weird way, not enjoying this pandemic, but dealing, I guess, I don't know, kind of, maybe. I'll tell you one thing. It is a great time to be a bald man. I was complaining about the barber. They're showing up with fucking assault rifles to the Capitol building because they want a haircut so bad. I'm like, gotcha, buddy. I'm going to come out of this pandemic. People are going to be like, what'd you do? You look the same. I'm like, I'm bald. Because I'm bald. I see my lovely lady friend is here. See the gorgeous chick at the bottom there? That's my girl. We've been isolating. She told me I seem distant, but I assured her that she is the only one I am not seeing. I'm not going to lie. We violated quarantine and we hooked up. She made me wear a mask, which is weird. I was like, where did you even find a mask with your ex-boyfriend's face on it? But I wore the mask. Because, you know, it was lonely, right? We went for weeks and weeks and weeks. I mean, I don't want to say I was lonely, but I'm going to need shoulder surgery when this is all over. Wow. I would go to pleasure myself and my penis would say, you again? Really? I found myself watching porn nostalgically. That's how bad it became. We're just going to keep coming with the jokes, folks. Yeah. She asked me if I wanted to try Duolingo. I was like, sure, who else did you have in mind? Because I thought Duolingo is when you go down on two women at once, but she's like, it's a language learning app. Moron. To learn Spanish. I'm like, okay, mujeres al mismo tiempo. I'm getting older. I'm gonna come around. I'm 55 years old, which in LA means I died in 1996. That's how they roll in LA. You know, they say that. Well, first of all, they say that I used to say like getting old sucks, but it's better than the alternative. But these past 2 months, you know, I'm not so sure. Got a little dark there. And they also say that it's important to listen to your body as you get older. I am 55 and mine will not shut the fuck up. I don't know what they put in the Beyond Burger, but you don't want to be beyond me. If you haven't had one, it's half the taste of meat and twice the gas. It's more of a public service announcement. Sorry. But I found that ageism, it's like the last acceptable ism, right? Old jokes are always funny, right? Until you're the old joke. Not so funny. Not so funny. I found myself being ageist. I have a doctor. My doctor is 91 years old, Dr. Burton. 91 years old. This guy came into the room. I was like, holy shit, my doctor needs a doctor. He kept referring to penicillin as that new wonder drug. I was like, I don't know. This guy delivered Humphrey Bogart. That's how long this guy. I was afraid he was going to fall asleep with his finger in my ass. That's how. Let me rephrase that. I was hoping he would fall asleep with his finger. So wait, I'm in LA. Is this mostly LA or are we all over the country?
LA.
San Diego.
Michigan, there's a Michigan.
Ah, welcome from Michigan. I'm a native New Yorker, born and raised in New York. Been in LA 8 years. Here's how I know now that I am definitely an Angelino. Months ago, I was on a dating app. Months ago, I was on a dating app and I matched with a woman. She tells me that she lives in Irvine and that she's transgender. And my first thought, Irvine. Don't get me wrong, I will blow a woman, but I'm not getting on the 5, okay? Although now it's like a 15-minute drive, so the joke is not COVID friendly. I should say. LA traffic, it's slowly coming back though, but hasn't the air been incredible here in Los Angeles? It's been unbelievable. No traffic, no pollution. Air has been so clear. Today I was able to see all the way into my uncertain future. And let me tell you, I see people wearing masks. Some people, I don't know if you guys are wearing the mask. Most people not wearing the mask, dangling from your ear. It's around your chin. They're working. I passed these 2 Muslim women. My face was more covered up than theirs. That's fucked up. That is fucked up. Oh, we have an unbelievable show, you guys. All 50 of you. 35 including me. Give yourselves a round of applause. You ready to kick this bad boy off? I'll be your host. I'll be coming up and down. We love laughter. So if you're laughing, stay unmuted. If there's noise behind you, mute yourself. Whatever you got to do. You know the drill. This ain't your first Zoom meeting. By the way, can we all agree that as soon as this pandemic is over, fuck Zoom? Says the word Zoom, I'm going to punch him. Fuck Zoom. All right, let's kick it off with your first act. Let me make sure I got it correctly here. Oh, hilarious. Let me make sure. Your first, this is perfect because she is LA born and raised. She's been performing at the Comedy Store. She has been kidnapped, apparently, and she is now stuck in San Diego, which is not a bad place to be stuck. Please welcome, everybody, Nikki Kilgore.
Woohoo! Hey, everybody. Keisha, you promised me you were going to give me the Photoshop thing so that I could look tall and blonde, and I got to look at this mug. Oh, my God. No, that was me, nobody else. Hi, you guys. So happy to be here. Thank you so much. Well, God, isn't it like insane how fast things have changed? It's just, I remember when we were looking and just watching the impeachment hearings and we're like glued to the TV going, this is horrifying. This can't happen. This is impossible. This can't be real. Like, those were the good days. I feel like, look, I'm probably like towards the end of my life compared to you young ones. And it's like, no matter what, I just still can't get it. I can't get my timing right. I'm over 50 and I finally just got my first ever dick pic a couple months ago. And now, like, what is even like the equivalent of that now? Who wants to see that? I'm like, hey, if you want to get my attention, send me a healthy chest x-ray. So, and then bad timing. Okay, so look, I have spent years, decades, billions of dollars working on myself and finally trying to quiet those voices, heal that multiple personality disorder. And I finally did it. It's so fucking quiet in there. It's horrible. Like, of all times, not to have anyone to talk to. I'm stuck so alone. And I could really use, oops, I don't want to see myself. I want to see you guys. Okay, where's everybody? Yeah. This is so weird to stare at a screen. Can we just say that? Can I just say this is so weird? Oh my God, I need like an X and an O on everybody. So I finally, like, here I am with no one to talk to. And all those friends I used to have, I mean, even the horrible ones like Mean Marty and petrifying Patricia and belittling Bessie. I mean, those were my people. Those were my friends. So I'm kind of pissed off at the doctor. I called him back and I'm like, Dr. Barkingsdale, you fucked me up. And he's like, what are you talking? I helped you. I finally made you one whole person. And I'm like, that is the meanest thing you could do to me right now. And I said, how much do I have to pay you to get my people back? So I'm waiting to find out. And I'm taking up a collection if you could help me out. So the other thing about this COVID, I think it's like the idiot disease. Now, don't get me started on the idiots out there and the big idiot, of course. But I think the even bigger idiot is right here. I feel like such an idiot. Class valedictorian, 4.0, all this stuff. And if I get all my internal resources, I still can't remember if I fucking cleaned a knob or not. So I don't know. I'm walking around cleaning things. I can't remember. I make little tunes and systems and I don't know. But I finally figured out how to repurpose the spy cam because nobody's coming to the door anyways. So now I watch myself to see what I cleaned or not. It's very fun. It's very exciting in my house. If anybody's really bored, just come on over to my place. And it's also kind of changed how you look for a roommate. You know, like what's important in a roommate. I mean, in the old days, you know, we looked for certain things. And now it's like this. I talked to this guy, Franklin, the other night, and he's like, I'm like, oh, Franklin, I see you have excellent credit, no pets, no children, but you're not germophobic. I don't think so. And then I talked to this guy, Melvin, today. And Melvin is like, well, ma'am, I'm a little bit of a kleptomaniac. I have Tourette's and sometimes just now and then some night terrors. But I'm in my room all the time. I don't know any people and I keep my pee in a jar. I'm like, Melvin, here's the keys. So now, but he never comes out, so I'm still alone. And here's the deal, like isolation, you know, all this isolation is really hard on some people. Some people, I didn't name any names, you know, some more than others. But finally, like even a burglar starts to sound good. I mean, they're already wearing a mask. And they're not really around people. So the other night, it's about 11 o'clock and I hear a noise and I go out there in my living room and there's a burglar sneaking around. And I'm like, hey. And he's like, hey, lady, don't worry. I'm not going to hurt you. I just want your stuff. And I'm like, take anything you want. Maybe me. He's like, lady, wait, look, I just want a quick in and out. And I'm like, that sounds good. And he's like, lady, back off. And I'm like, look. And he's like, lady, put on a fucking mask, would you? And so I'm chasing after him. I'm like, oh, you like it in a disguise. You like girls in uniform. He runs out the door, throws the candlestick at me, and he says, I'm out of here. And I'm chasing after him. When are you coming back? When are you coming back? I said, come back Monday at 6. I'm going to pull out Aunt Sylvia's jewelry from the attic. Oh, I just fell. And I got too excited. And guess what? I look over and guess what that guy's doing? He's fake breaking into Jennifer's house across the way. It's like Jennifer always steals the good guys. All right, thank you very much. That's my time. Everybody stay safe.
Very good.
That's me. Back to me. Hey. Thank you, Nikki. Nikki Kilgore, everybody. Nikki Kilgore, all the way from Los Angeles.
San Diego, kidnapped.
Kidnapped in San Diego. I know. I remember.
Jacking it in San Diego.
What was that?
Jacking it in San Diego.
Jacking it in San Diego.
No.
Wait, what? All right, I've lost control of the show. That is fantastic. We're back. Did somebody just sneeze? Do you need a physician? Are you okay? Do you need to be?
That was my
quarantined?
kid.
All right. Is he okay? I'm nervous about sneezing. We're all right. Let's keep the show rolling. What do you say, huh?
Yeah.
Three people give a shit? Okay, terrific. We don't have to do this, people. We don't have to do this. We can go back to watching insane pools off the deep end. Anybody else watch that show? These
Good
rich
show.
motherfuckers they put these giant, they live on the beach and they put these giant pools in their backyard. It's like you got the ocean. And rent. Let's keep the show. Thanks for indulging me on that. Your next act. This is her show. She's wonderful. I love this lady. She's hilarious. She is the voice of Charlie the Trash Can. Did I get that right? Charlie Trash Truck. She auditioned for Charlie the Trash Can, but they gave her Charlie Trash Truck. Wow, that was hard to say. Please welcome her, Keisha Norton, everybody.
Yay! And Nikki a hand. Yay! So, I don't know, those of you who don't know me, I grew up in Buffalo, New York, and I had another strike against me. I was a middle child, and I still am. And when I was little, I wanted a little sister so badly, but my mom got her tubes tied. Bitch. So I took matters into my own hands, and I dressed my little brother Greg up like a girl. I took his long blonde hair and I wrapped his curly hair around the pink curlers, you know, those 1970s curlers. And I dressed him in a pink dress and I put makeup on him and he was so cute. I was like, Mom, look at my little sister. Now she can feel my pain too. And my mom was like, wow, she looks pretty good. And I was like, yeah, now Dad can ignore her. And surprise, my little brother turned out straight. He's not even a cross-dresser. I know because I checked his closet. But it explains why I'm attracted to Eddie Izzard. Maybe I have to maybe not on your radar. He dresses like a woman. He's kind of hot that way. So anyway, I have Corona hair. My hair is beyond product. It is so flat, and my younger brother saw me on Zoom the other day, and he was like, wow, your hair looks like a flat Mrs. Brady. And I was like, thank you, Greg. I'm so glad my hair's from last century. So everybody's talking about, oh, I want to get back to work. I got to get back to work. I'm like, why? I don't want to go back to work because I'm in the food service industry. If I go back to work, my uterus is just going to fall out of my body. Like, seriously, I lift heavy stuff all the time. And I feel like I'm in preschool. When I work at home, there's no traffic. There's no alarm clock, no traffic, and I can pee when I want. When I work in the food service industry, AKA catering, I have to tell my boss, the floor manager, my agent that I have to go pee. By the time I tell everyone where I'm headed, I've already peed my pants. And then I figured this out. I said the one thing that working from home and going to work have in common, they both take self-motivation. Okay, as I didn't think that was So when I was married, I used to have the parties. Now I'm divorced. I work at the parties. When it's COVID, I don't have to work at the parties because I don't know if you know what this is like, serving appetizers at a funeral. I'm sorry for your loss, but eat a pig in a blanket. I was married for 10 years. 10. I was happy for 1. My husband was like Trader Joe's. He sold me something and then he stopped selling it.
Ginger brew.
I married ginger beer. I know, right?
The ginger brew, the best.
I married
Truffle salt.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, thanks, guys. Okay, it's class participation. All right. A hot Italian stallion. Within the first year, he stopped serving me gnocchi. I tried everything to save my marriage. I dyed my hair red. I thought my husband would he would have the feeling that he got 2 women for the price of 1. No, he hated it. He said I looked like his mother. I couldn't believe it. I gave my husband the Madonna whore complex. Tried being a naked sushi tray. It was really big in the 90s.
Yep.
Well, he came home and made a sloppy Joe. And then my therapist told me to get a red light. She said, "You'll look really hot and shade down there." And I'm like, "What?" She goes, "It's big right now, cutting edge." And I go, "Okay." So the light was working. My husband was getting all frisky, and then all of a sudden I hear him say, "What is this?" And I go, "You like it?" And he says, "What are you?"
Penelope.
And I said, "Oh my God, whoa, Brian, oh my God, Asher's gonna hear this. Cover his ears."
That's not our kid.
Oh, it's
That's not
your
our kid.
It's somebody else.
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Got it. Okay. All right. So I have no idea where it was. Okay. So down there. Okay. So I said, "Well, do you like it?" And he's like, "Well, I'm not a pedophile. I don't like this role-playing game." So, okay, that was all screwed up. I know. But, I'm divorced. I found out my ex-husband got remarried on Facebook. And then I found out on Instagram he got divorced again. And now I'm just waiting for Twitter to tell me he's gay. So I called my dad to tell him that my ex got divorced again, and he said, "Well, now we know it wasn't you." That's my time, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Use that noise, everybody. Perfect timing on the shaved coochie bit in front of a toddler. We're a family operation here at Friday Night Funnies. Who wants to show their tits to an infant? Okay, here we go.
I'm not.
Don't encourage them. Don't
not
encourage them. There's a rowdy crowd.
Yeah.
It's good. We like
$1
rowdy.
for
We
that.
like rowdy. This is the rowdy Friday night. Hey, these are trying times. We gotta let our hair down. We had
That
hair.
is it.
Okay.
You guys having a good time. Some of you look very comfortable. Andrew, you're doing the Stephen Hawking. You know the guy on Zoom who's way too comfortable. He's sitting like this. It's like what are you paralyzed from the neck down? Make an effort.
Oh my god. Make an effort.
Make an effort. Zoom. Nobody ever wants to get off a Zoom call. Don't you feel like you're like a teenager dating with your girlfriend? You're like, no, you first. No, you go.
Yeah,
No, you
yeah.
go. Not me. I'm out. Not yet. I'll wait till it's over. What a great crowd. We got more show. You ready for the next guy? What do you say, huh? Zoomer, very funny man. He's a regular at the LA clubs, the Improv, and the Comedy Store, and he's the host and creator of the Bad Reading podcast. Please welcome Atlas Novak.
Oh.
Cheers.
Are you guys ready
All right,
for the
Atlas.
diversity hire? I don't know whose kid that is, but to just hear a child's voice echoing throughout all of these different blocks in gallery view, ball retractingly terrifying.
Well, retractingly.
So thanks for that. I can tell you in your sleep.
Uh-oh.
Was he frozen?
He's froze.
We lost him.
He retracted all the way.
Yeah, someone named Atlas is lost in the world.
Okay, so Atlas is apparently frozen. So what do you want to do? You want to message him? You want to hold him? I mean,
Was that like the hook? You pull him off?
it's the
Your
virtual
turn.
hook. Yeah.
He'll be back. He has a wave internet connection, so he'll be back soon.
He's on dial-up tonight. It's not working.
Yeah, Eric,
Prodigy.
All right, well, we'll be hearing more from Atlas Novak. Is that a name? That's his name, Atlas Novak. Wasn't that a character in the Lord of the Rings movies? Or no? Okay, so did he come
They
back?
say always leave him wanting more, and he did a great job of that.
He did a hell of a job doing that.
Yeah.
So we're going to move on to the next comic, and we'll bring Atlas back when he pays his fucking internet bill. Okay? Now is not a good time to drop Spectrum. Okay, then. All right, Bry guy, you ready?
Sure, let's do
You,
this.
you're a pro. You came with the suit.
Right.
You're all dapper. Did you give me an intro? I don't know if you did, so I'm going to make one up. This guy, I can tell, is going to crush because he looks like quite the dandy. Dandy, and to pull that off, you got to have some. You got to have some chops. So everybody, please welcome the Bry guy.
Well, everybody, let me.
Fabulous.
That's pretty good.
Unlike Atlas, I do pay my bills. All right. Welcome to the COVID Comedy Hour. How are you guys doing? Everybody doing good? All right.
Yeah.
So here's what's amazing is, I don't know if you guys know this, but the porn industry, I'm in Los Angeles, and the porn industry is finally going to resume shooting. They say that they're allowed to shoot porn, but they must wear a mask during the shoot and practice social distancing, which means the guy's got to be really hung. Like 6 feet. Yeah. What else is going on? So you guys wouldn't know this. I mean, I kind of forgot, but did you guys realize that there's a presidential race going on now? Did you guys see this? Do you know this?
yeah.
I've kind of forgotten about it until Joe Biden started speaking out of his, basement, which is kind of a lot of fun. I mean, this guy makes as much sense as a pot of talcum powder, instead of coffee. This guy is just out there. I don't get it. This guy's crazy. In fact, he said, man, COVID-19, forget it. That's nothing. I grew up, I got WD-40 times 57. And Donald Trump, not to be outdone, he started tweeting, well, that's nothing. I came down with a bad case of Motel 6. The hooker. This was before the towers, right? What else is going on here? I think the problem with this whole COVID-19 is the name COVID-19. It's a scary name, like COVID-19. Oh no, the COVID-19. It sounds like something like, it sounds like a villain that 007 would go against, right? The COVID-19. Remember Mad Cow? We didn't shut the country down when we had Mad Cow. Because it was Mad Cow. You don't shut the country down. Now, this whole thing started because it started, they say, with a bat, right? So why didn't they just name this thing Wacky Bat? Okay. So now I got the Wacky Bat. Like, we wouldn't shut down the whole economy for Wacky Bat. Okay. I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, could you imagine how much it would have changed things? Like, how did you lose your small business, Bob? Well, I don't know. They shut down the economy, and I got the old Wacky Bat. Completely lost my business, the Wacky Bat. Like, could you imagine? Funerals would be completely different, right? Here lies Frank. He served 3 tours in Vietnam. He served 20 years in the LAPD gang enforcement. He battled and came back from stomach cancer, throat cancer, skin cancer. But he's dead from Wacky Bat.
That is so good.
Wacky Bat. Let's see. Oh, so this is kind of really interesting because I read in the Journal of Science, the New England Journal of Science, they said that this COVID-19 is mutating. Have you guys heard about this? There's now like 12 different
18 times over.
Yeah, and Dr. Fauci says, you know, as soon as they understand it, as soon as they kind of wrap their head around it, all of a sudden, bam! It's like a 180 change. The thing is vicious, and they have to start all over again, and then they start to figure that out, and then all of a sudden it's like night and day, like complete change. Becomes vicious. It's just bad. It's bad. But Dr. Fauci says they're going to come up with a vaccine for this, and when they do, it will also be a vaccine for PMS. Come on, ladies.
Come on.
Too soon?
Have they have extra strength for menopausal women?
Yeah, right. Was that Fanta? Hey, Fanta.
Yes.
What are we drinking tonight? Because I saw you drinking some wine, and I'm a little jealous.
Yes, this is a Zinfandel 15.5%, okay, because it's from Lodi, but they have really good soil, so it's a good one.
That's great. I'm drinking Wild Turkey. 100% proof.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Yeah, okay. Oh, so in Glendale, LA Times reporting that Glendale has a spike. They're a hot spot. And it's because of actually one of these mutations in Glendale, California. Has anybody been to Glendale? Because it's really interesting. This strain is very interesting in Glendale because it's really hitting the Armenian population in Glendale. But it's only affecting males between the ages of 14 to 27. It's called coronavirus. Cologne.
I'm with you.
Okay, if you haven't been to Glendale, just roll down the windows. You kind of get that waft. People in other states are like, what is that?
That's your car.
Yeah, Dracar Noir, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of phase out with this one. My son. So here's just what's bothering me is I'm watching these commercials on television, and they're always talking about, oh, the real superheroes. The real superheroes are the first responders, the doctors, and the grocery store baggers. Wait. So you got doctors, you got firemen, you got police, and then you got grocery store baggers. Are you kidding me? I'm going to the store. I'm the superhero. Okay? You look at these workers. They're like dressed in hazmat suits, right? And they got that plexiglass, in the barrier, right? When they're checking you out. I'm like, man, I'm wearing this stupid flimsy mask and I'm touching everything that everybody else has touched. I definitely have the virus. Are you kidding? I'm the hero. And my son is watching these commercials and he's like, Daddy, I want to be a superhero when I grow up. I want to bag groceries too and be a superhero. And I said to my son, I said, hey, Jack, listen up. I am not going to let my son bag groceries at Vaughn's. But if it's Trader Joe's or Bristol Farms, cool. Then you're my superhero because we get a family discount. All right.
All right, guy, everybody. Let them know.
That's excellent.
All right, guy. Spot on with the Armenian joke. Spot on, Bry Guy. I'm with you 100%. I spend way too much time in Glendale, the Taco Raban capital of the West Coast. We're going to keep the show rolling right along with this next comic who you may recognize from about 9 minutes ago. He has squared things away with his account with the utility company. And he's also appeared at the Comedy Store and the Improv, and he's the creator and the host of the Bad Reading Podcast. It's Atlas Novak.
For you people, I'm so sorry. It must have been like in the movies where the mentor character is like, I have some grand wisdom to impart to you, and they get shot through the head, and you're like, oh. Shit. I'm Charles the 12th right now, basically. Fucking Great Northern War fans, what's up? No, yeah. I hope the quarantine hasn't been treating you all too badly. I work in an eye doctor's office, so I still have to go to work this entire time. I've, still been going. The only problem is that the only time that I speak to people is at work, because when I'm at home, I'm not doing anything. You ever been home alone for like 12 hours and you realize you haven't spoken at all since then? And then when you try talking again, you sound like Gollum. Fuck, it's 4 p.m. I haven't said anything. Let's just try this. My precious. My precious. Great. Thank you. Yeah, it's on. I sing a lot when I'm by myself. I used to be in a band in high school where all we did was covers of stuff. So we were called Obvious Plagiarism. And I still like miss being in that band sometimes. So I'll sing along in the car and all that kind of stuff. But the problem is that when I'm at work, I forget to kind of put that part of myself away, and I forget I'm interacting with people again. So like one time, this father and son came out of the elevator, and the son was like clearly afraid that someone was gonna fucking stick a needle in his eye. And he's like, Dad, I don't know if I want to go in there. Like I'm scared. And the dad goes, look, son, it's fine. These are completely normal people. They're scared too. Meanwhile, I'm down the hall going, welcome to my secret lair on Skull Crusher Mountain. Yeah, it's completely normal in there. I'm not the doctor. What's even worse is when you get a song stuck in your head. I recently was talking to my dad, and we were talking about movies that we liked that came out before we were born. And it came up that I hadn't seen The Producers. It's the Mel Brooks movie, The Producers. So my dad made me watch it, which is fine. It's a great movie, except I got Springtime for Hitler stuck in my head. So I want you to put yourself in the shoes of a patient at this eye doctor's office. Most of our patients are geriatric, so there's at least one Holocaust survivor. And you're just hearing echoing through the hall, springtime for Hitler and Germany. Now add the fact that we're all wearing face masks and you don't know where the fuck it's coming from. Music isn't just good for keeping yourself sane and scaring Holocaust survivors. It's also good to keep track of your life. I've found the perfect way to tell when I need to clean my apartment, and it's like a litmus test. So what you do, you turn out all the lights, and you put on Hallelujah. The song Hallelujah, the one from Shrek, that one, that's super important. And the more you want to cry, the more you have to clean your apartment. My roommate came home one time and I was just like in tears, and he's like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "It starts like this, the fourth, the fifth, man. We gotta clean the place up. It's too much." All right, I was Atlas Novak. Thanks for playing along. Have a good night.
Novak, everybody. We're glad you made it back, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
Atlas.
Oh, hey. Oh, hey.
There's Melissa.
Hey, Fanta, I'm drinking a nice Zinfandel from Lodi as well. So
Really?
here's everybody. We're drinking.
Okay, is yours the Collier?
No, I made it in the bathtub.
Oh, never mind.
We got some more show. We got a couple more acts, everybody. We're having the best time that we've ever had under quarantine. Am I right?
Oh, yeah.
Rick and Sonia, come on. You're here every week. Is this the best show you've seen so far? Okay, you took too long. We're moving on.
Yes.
We're moving on. We don't have time, people. I'm just going to swipe right on your face if you don't answer soon enough. Coming to the stage, a very funny lady. Her name is Christina Hughes, but she's also known as Fancy Comedy. She's the queen of fancy with the flair for the swear. Check her out, fancycomedy.com. It's Fancy Comedy. Christina Hughes, take it away.
Fabulous introduction. Guys, I don't know, is it me or was I the only one who felt uneasy about wearing white before Memorial Day? Like, this thing, this mask. I am so glad that summer is unofficially here. You know, Brian knew that I hated wearing a white face mask before Memorial Day. So for Mother's Day, he bought me a face mask with colored stripes. He is such an asshole. The stripes ran horizontally and made my face look fat. Unbelievable. You know, the latest and greatest thing to come out of China since little kids working in sweatshops making vibrators is the Wuhan virus. Seriously, child labor in China is rampant and out of control. It is so bad that now I refuse to buy anything made in China because of those poor little children. Are you guys like into child labor? The downside to this is that it's really hard to find a good rose pruner made in the USA so that my 3-year-old can properly maintain our rose garden. I am also trying to find him one of those camel packs so that he can drink water while working. I'm so tired of hearing that he's hot and thirsty. He is such a complainer. You know, my son underperforms compared to Chinese kids. I admit it. I asked him to make mommy something. What does he create? Macaroni art. Woohoo! Great job. So what I do? I pulled out my vibrator and I said, "Look, Jackson, 3-year-olds in China are making these for mommies all over the world. You're gonna need to step up to the plate."
You're wrong.
Oh my gosh. So with all of us just like stuck at home, I'm having Brian do all sorts of projects around the house. Last month, I walked him into the master bedroom and I said, "What do you think we should do in here?" He blurts out, "Sex swing." And I was kind of taken aback. I was thinking large screen TV, maybe a new duvet, redo the floors. And I was like, okay, it sounded kind of fun. So I immediately went onto Amazon. I'm a Prime member because they sell everything, as you know, including, maybe you don't know, sex swings. Yes, I admit that I purchased one that was made in China. But I figure it's okay because the Chinese kid that made this swing, he enjoys playing on swings during work recess. So who is better qualified to make a good sex swing?
Oh,
You know, it took about 2 weeks It took about 2 weeks, and then the sex swing finally arrived. I called Brian into the master bedroom and said, "Are you ready to install this?" And he looked at me with an odd look and asked, "What are you talking about?" And I said, "Sex swing. That's what you said you wanted in here." And he laughed and said, "I didn't say sex swing, Christina. I said swing with sex." I'm like, what the fuck is that? Swing? You know, they shouldn't call it swinging. They should call it choosing, because there is no way I am swinging unless, of course, I'm choosing. I would totally pick a hot guy with a really fucking gross fat girl. Brian can have his way with her. The problem is that any couple compromise of a hot guy with a fat chick, we all know that the hot guy is not interested in the ladies. Do you know what I mean? So come to think of it, it's kind of an interesting thing. A fat chick with a hot guy is called a fag hag. However, a hot chick with a fat guy is called a gold digger. So I told Brian, if he gets a dad bod, he better have the bank account to back that shit up. I'm gonna close with this one because you guys all seem like a great crowd for this. I want to talk about fashion. Look, I dressed up for you guys tonight. Thank you. And here's what bothers me. A couple months ago, I was standing in line at Starbucks, and this guy who is standing in front of me, he's totally short and he's fat. He kind of looks like a cardboard reflection, if you know what I'm saying. So he finally gets up to the counter and he leans over to place his order. His ass is now directly in my face. And there's a huge tag on the back of his Levi jeans that says 42 by 30. A 42-inch waist and 30-inch fat stubby legs. Why do we need to know this? Why do guys broadcast that what their waist size is and their leg size is on a tag on the back of their jeans? Can you guys tell me this? We ladies do not need to know this. Guys, knowing that you have a 42-inch waist by 30-inch legs does not help you. Do you want to know what would help you? Guys, start by wearing your jeans with a tag on the back with numbers that count. Like your bank balance by the number of homes you own. Because if the numbers are high, we can get past your fat stomach and tiny legs. Trust me. The credit card, you'd be pre-approved, no questions asked. Anyway, women would never wear clothes with tags on the back. Right? To be honest with you, it's not that we care what you guys think. We don't give two shits what you think. As long as you guys see boobs, you don't care whether we're a size 4 or 14. The reason us ladies would never wear sizes on the outside of our clothes is so that we don't have to hear shit from other women when we're in line at Starbucks. Oh, hell no, girl. You're not a size 6. Bitch, you're at least a size 12. Your tag is lion. Hashtag lion tag. Thank you guys. It's been fun.
All right.
Thank you.
Good job. Fancy comedy. Thank you so much. I was a feminist before that set, but now I'm not so sure. Christina Hughes. We got one more act, then we got our headliner coming up, so stick around for that. Everybody okay? Do you need anything? Not that
Great.
Woohoo, Melissa!
if we've learned anything, you're all in your... All right, I'm going to get this next fella up. Oh, he has risen. He has risen. He's my old buddy from the New York comedy scene, and he's now out here in LA. He's been featured on MTV and XM Radio, and he's the host of this great show called the Comedy Frenzy Improv Game Show on Twitch. Please welcome Chad Shapiro.
Yeah, me.
Nice
Let's hear it. Are you guys there? Give me some noise.
Woo.
All right, cool. Man, it took me 3 days to paint this wall. I hope you're there. All right, so middle-aged and half-grown. Topped out about 5'3". Still waiting for that growth spurt people have been telling me about since my bar mitzvah. Yeah, I know I look tall on Zoom, but here, let me stand up. There we go. There we go. That's exact height right there. I'm 45. They say that's middle-aged. I call that bullcrap. That assumes you know the age you're gonna die. Divide by half, that's math. Right? If I died tomorrow, I'm end of age. You hear about Chad? He was middle-aged for like a week. Now my friends are like getting divorced. Now they're trying to show up to my house in a brand new convertible sports car, leather jacket, hair they didn't have yesterday. We make fun of that middle-age crisis guy, right? Midlife crisis guy. I don't know why. He just bought a sports car. He's doing great. I can't even afford a midlife crisis. I could only afford a predicament.
That's hilarious.
I'm in a midlife pickle. I'm glad you guys came out. I get to talk to a little camera, or it's better. I'm married. I was gonna do a cheap wife joke, but oh yeah, ring the phone. Yeah, I'm bored. I can't go outside, so now I'm addicted to this new video game app on my phone. You guys might play it. It's called Instacart. It's a first-person shopper. It's a grocery delivery app, but I play it like a video game. Yeah, you guys know it tracks every step of the way. You control another human being in real life. Like Avatar. It's true. My headphones are plugged in. I'm in my recliner. I got my VR goggles. I'm like, let's shop. Then they assign you a person, right? I'm like, ooh, a shopatar. It goes, bing, Joro has started your order. Yeah, Joro. He's quick, nimble, can reach the top shelf. I like that. And then it tells you each item he shops. Bing, Joro has just shopped snickerdoodles. Yeah, get dessert first. I like your style. Good job, Joro. 5 stars. But you don't get to choose your shopatar. No, I once got Sharon. Yeah, you guys already know. Her main gig is yoga nutritionalist. Yeah, I think she made that up. She took 2 gigs, made it into 1 gig, and promoted it on her side gig. What's a yoga nutritionalist, right? It takes -3 calories to maintain a yoga body. But here it goes, bing! Sharon just shopped butter. Before eggs, it's on the way, Sharon. 4 stars. I'm firm, but fair.
Jackson.
Then she kept trying to replace items that I wanted with healthier items. She's like, Hershey bar is out of stock. Would a Lara bar do? No, Sharon! A Lara bar won't do! Sharon! 3 stars. She's like, out of ribs, and would kale and quinoa do? No, Sharon! It won't do! Kale does not replace ribs, Sharon! My body, my choice! 2 stars. Then she just starts saying, What about a Boca Burger? What about it, Sharon? I don't want a Boca Burger, which just means mouth burger in Spanish, like I don't know where to put it. I don't want an impossible burger, I want an attainable burger. I want to attain that burger in my Boca, Sharon. So I took a breath and then ordered 6 cases of water. I live in a 5th floor walk-up. She came to the door. I said, game over, Sharon. 1 star. I'm Chad Shapiro. Thank you, guys.
Shapiro, hilarious. Love it. Never done the Instacart because I like taking my life into my own hands at the Ralphs. That is some funny shit. You guys, man, wow, we're at the point. We're about to bring up our headliner. As soon as the interlude is over. Does anybody have to get that? Does that mean somebody's laundry's done? You wanna take care of it? Who's doing laundry? All right. Woo, you guys still having a good time? It's unbelievable, right?
Hey!
What are you guys doing after this? You guys want to come over and play Jenga? I'll make sure we stay 6 feet apart.
Hell yeah.
You pull a thing and then you run into the other room while the next guy pulls the thing. We disinfect it and then you pull it again. I started a game 7 weeks ago. It's still going. Very time consuming. All right, we're going to bring your headline. Are you ready for this, lady? Make some noise. Squares on the screen. Oh my God! She claims this is one of her first virtual shows, but I think she's gonna make you think like, how is that possible? She's fucking hilarious. Performs all over Los Angeles. Please show your love for Miss Holly Logan.
Hey everybody! So yeah, this actually is my first online show. So thank you to Keisha for having me. Yay! Because I'm going batshit crazy, and trust me, I didn't have time to go get there. But I actually had my own COVID scare too a few weeks ago. I allegedly had COVID-19, and I had symptoms like I was hurting and coughing, but I couldn't get a test done because they said I was low risk, and I guess that means my right lung wasn't hanging out my left nostril, so I couldn't get tested. But I went on social media to voice my opinion and to be honest, how else am I going to get attention during the quarantine other than tell social media I'm sick? But it was interesting because of course people were messaging me and in my message box just to tell me they had my thoughts. And the funny thing was the difference between the comments from my Black friends and my white friends. My Black friends' comments, they gave me witches brews, concoctions, hoodoos. They told me drink hot lemonade, boil garlic, onion. One girl, she said she took a blow dryer and she said she cured herself because she blew the blow dryer in her nose and the hot air killed the coronavirus. And so shit, I'm sick. I tried it. I don't know if the shit worked or not, but my nose hairs were straight for about 2 weeks. But something had to work because I started feeling better, right? But then I look at the comments from my white friends, and they didn't give me concoctions, but they were outraged. All of my white friends told me to call my congressman and my senator, and I needed to complain. I had to let them know I'm Black. Calling the manager doesn't work for us. So here I am. But because I'm bored as shit because comedy clubs are closed. I can't do shit, can't go to the beach, can't streak down the street. I want to go home to Virginia. But my dad told me I can't come home till there's a vaccine. And I was like, Dad, come on, you can't be serious. And he said, if you bring your ass home, you're sleeping in a garage. So I had to take it serious. But you know what, to be honest, COVID was just the excuse he needed because he never wants me to come home. I know he doesn't, I'm telling you. So sorry for him to cry, pluck a violin. But his birthday was in February before everything started getting bad. So I was like, Dad, you know what? I think I'm going to come home for your birthday. I'm thinking he's going to be excited. And his response was, oh, what? I just saw you Christmas. I know he loves me. I really do. He really loves me. But if he likes me, that's a different question. I'm an only child. My mom passed away a few years ago. So I'm thinking, okay, I want to check in on him. So I convinced him finally to do duo with me and I can video chat him. So we video chat once a day. But the other day I had to call him back. So I said, well, you know what? I'll just video again. This man actually says to me, we already did this once today. Do we have to do it again? I'm really trying to figure out if I have daddy issues right now. Again, I know he loves me, but like me, I'm just not sure. So, but you know what? I do actually have daddy issues, I believe, because I have men issues. I'm horrible at dating. I pick very, very bad men. And I have friends who are more concerned about my loneliness and sex life than I am. And they tell me I need to do online dating. And I'm like, I can't even do shit right in person. So I damn sure. No, seriously, the last guy I dated, he told me he was a specialty beverage vendor. Exactly. It sounds fancy, doesn't it? So that was fancy until I found out specialty beverage vendor was code for this fool sold beer and peanuts at the Clippers game. Peanuts, get your peanuts. I had to see a therapist to process the fact that I was actually dating a human fucking vending machine. I have nightmares about beer bottles chasing me up and down the basketball court to the free throw line. That's like somebody telling you they own their own car wash, car detail, but you find out they wash windshields at the gas station for change. Then I found out he was homeless. I'm not kidding. He told me he lived with his cousin. But the thing is, he didn't have keys to the house. So if his cousin wasn't home, he couldn't go in. So I said, newsflash, asshole, you're homeless. But the signs were there, y'all. I'm going to be honest, because at first I thought he was a humanitarian. I thought the clothes in his back seat and bags were, for goodwill. I didn't realize it was his closet. Exactly. So, I try to find the funny in everything, hence being a comic. And I had to laugh because I started thinking when he first came to my house the first time, before he came over, I got my carpets clean, I steamed my couch, I hired somebody to clean my baseboard. What the fuck did he have to do to get his house ready for me? Driving through the car wash? Yeah, no more, dating for me for a while. I'm actually fine being by myself for COVID. It's very safe for me to be fine, for me to be alone. But I'm actually taking a break from everything online right now. Social media is getting too deep, too heavy. It's like wearing on me, making me feel down. And if I see one more hashtag I cook post with a little ragged meal on a styrofoam plate,
Really?
I'm gonna throw my computer out the window. I'm serious. It's like a bunch of home economics dropouts. Like Food Network reject. I'm like, presentation, people, presentation. So I've been getting more into like thoughtless, mindless TV shows, reality shows like 90 Day Fiance, those poor dumb fucks. But my favorite is 600 Pound Life. Yeah, I love 600 Pound Life, but at the same time, you like that show, Eric?
Oh,
yeah?
fucking love both of those shows.
Oh my God. Let's talk about Darcy's lips and how they look like a shoe. Right?
Yeah.
But on 600 Pound Life, for anybody who doesn't watch it, it's a show about the poor fat ass people who claim they want to lose weight, out the ass and do something about it. Point blank. But every episode, somebody's always crying, talking about, I don't know how I got to be 600 pounds. While they at the drive-thru ordering 6 supersized combos and 25 desserts. I'm screaming at the TV. That's how you got fat, bitch. Talk about some of the nasty attitudes too. Don't they, Eric? They have nasty attitudes. One episode, a lady told the doctor, "I don't need therapy. I don't eat out of emotion." I'm screaming at the TV. No, bitch, you ate the emotion, and you probably that shit too. Yeah, like they always saying, you know what? So they have 600 Pound Life, and now they have 600 Pound Life. Where are they now? Same fucking place they were. 600 Pound Life. But the lady said, you know what? My bariatric surgery stopped working. I'm like, yeah, it stopped working because your fucking mouth didn't. Stop eating, bitch. People say I shouldn't talk about the show and make fun of it, but fuck that. I'm one of them. I lost weight, so I'm just in rehab. But if this quarantine keeps going any longer, I'm going to be in fucking full-blown relapse. Trust me. And you'll see me on the episode saying, I don't know how I got to be 600 pounds while I'm ordering Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Postmates. Oh, yeah, man. But you know what? What about the show? Anybody watch Too Hot to Handle on Netflix? I'm the only one. I should feel ashamed. Okay, well, I tried not to watch it. But that's the show about all the hot ass people who they locked in the rooms together, but they can't have sex, and every time they have sex, they lose money or whatever.
Oh.
But anyway, I was thinking, I wish my shit was too hot to handle. 'Cause right about now, my shit is too old to hold. No action down there. I'm telling you. I realize I'm suffering from PTSD. Pussy totally sexually deprived. Yeah. I looked down there the other day and I have gray hairs. Does anybody look? You really should be looking down there. But I said, oh no, I had to shave that off. And then while I was down there, I said, well, you know what? I might need to take care of myself. You know, I went so hard on myself down there. My own pussy reported me for elder abuse. It was. But you know, we got to take care of our bodies. You know, because I'm realizing now that I'm worried about my titties. Yeah, they have self-esteem issues. You know, I notice now that I'm not wearing a bra, it's like they don't want to stand up for themselves anymore. All they want to do is just mope around and hang out all day. They can't stand to touch each other. They don't get along. Sure, when I have to go to the store, go out in public, they stand tall and stick together. But as soon as we get back home, just all out and go their separate ways. Tragedy. I'm telling you, coronavirus is really fucking with all of our mentals. My mental, my titties mentals, my pussy getting gray hair mental. Again, Keisha, I thank you so much for having me because, you know, seriously, you all, you know, look after everybody. We got to look after one another because the depression is real. And, you know, it's days I get really low, but I decided I would never try to kill myself again. Because that didn't work for me so good the first time I tried it. Trying to be like the dizzy bitches on TV, Lifetime. I took 24 aspirin. 24 aspirin, cheap bottle of booze, and a 100-piece hot wing combo. And I wasn't going up out of here hungry. Shit. But that was the most botched suicide attempt ever. I'm still here. Surprise. I didn't even get my stomach pumped. Yep. Nothing. I didn't have a headache all summer from them damn assholes. But my asshole was on fire for 6 months from them damn hot wings. All right, y'all, that's my time. I thank you, everybody. Take care of one another. Look, it's a lot going on in the world.
Logan, everybody.
Good job. Thank you.
Holly Logan. Keep it going for Holly Logan, everybody. Hey, that's our show, right? How about a round of applause for all the amazing comics we saw? Nikki and Keisha, Atlas, Big Guy, Atlas again, Christina, Chad. Hey, I'm your host, Destin. Keisha, do you want to close us out? Is there an award? I want to also thank all of our regulars who keep showing up, Rick and Sonia, Seattle Boys, Chris Green.
Regulars.
Yeah, we really do.
No awards tonight. I'm sorry.
Andrew.
But
Stephanie.
thank you so much, Eric, for hosting. Thank Holly for headlining. Thank you, everyone. I love you all. Stay safe. And let's be here next week. 7:30, the show starts, people.
Hell yeah.
8:30. I gotta figure out how to turn
I got a question.
Well, I'll be there saying good night.
Shit, yeah.
Bye.